Welcome to the channel, folks. I hope you're all having a wonderful time. I wish you the very best in your life and career. I'm going to talk about a very, very unconventional career mistake which most of us probably have made. At least I have made that, and as a career coach, I've seen lots of people make it. I want to talk about it and probably make it very clear to all of you that never ever make this mistake in your career, particularly in early parts of your career or any part of a career. Depending on what skill sets you have, depending upon what core strengths you have, and depending on which point of your career or in can be early career, mid career, or even late career, there are bound to be a lot of opportunities which come knocking. Today, as we all know, it is not that people source profiles only from the job portals like Naukri or any other portal. A lot of times, a good candidate is heard around in the market through word of mouth. If you are in the financial advising sector, or if you are in the manufacturing sector, and if you are exceptionally good skill set person, there are bound to be HR people who will come asking your candidature for appropriate roles which they have. And a lot of times we tend to doubt ourselves in terms of our ability to make the right move at the right time. So many times we decide not to make a move when people come and reach out to us, primarily because there are compulsions on the family front or on the personal front. Let me elaborate. Depending on which stage of your career you are in, there are bound to be commitments in the family. Probably your spouse is also working in a particular location. Your children's education is there. You might have elderly parents at home who need to be tended to or taken care of. And I will call what you have the family ecosystem, which is also very important to be taken care of. There is absolutely no doubt that it is our responsibility as persons, as human beings, to take care of the immediate family needs. A kid's education is important, a spouse's job is important, spouse's health is important, spouse's ecosystem, a support ecosystem for a spouse in a new city is very important, and nothing is more important than taking care of parents who require our support and timely availability for their calls. But a lot of times what happens is when wonderful opportunities come knocking, we tend to immediately say no and not even try and explore if we can work out a via media solution in making that shift. Firstly, we are also kind of a bit scared about making a move because why are they coming and asking me for a better role or a bigger role? Am I ready for it? Am I really competent enough for it? Have I all the skill sets and competencies required for such a big role? See, unless otherwise the person coming and asking you for the role is very, very sure that you have the primary requisite or the prima facie qualification in taking that role, nobody is going to come and ask you. That is number one. So that prerequisite is already served. The only mental blocks which are stopping you from making a move is probably things on the family front. You think being secure in a particular place or a job at this point in time is very, very important for financial stability. You think, yeah, present finance is perfectly okay. Why should I disturb status quo? Why should I disturb the mental peace of my family because I need to make a move and things like that? So a lot of times it is really not about our abilities or competencies and what we have within us. A lot of times it is other extraneous factors which are besides our competence and skills which make us decide not to make a move. Personally, I have made a lot of mistakes like this, and if I have to probably jocularly say a major reason why I got my career screwed up was being too emotional, quote unquote emotional on the family front, being too attached. I'm not saying you shouldn't be affectionate with people. I'm not saying you shouldn't be affectionate with your wife and children, but at the same time, don't allow that bond to emotionally hijack you in taking the wrong professional decisions or inappropriate professional decisions. Look back in your career at this point in time. I'm sure you agree with me. There are times when you are emotional, you are too bonded to your family, you're too bonded to your kids. You thought they will not adjust to changes, they will not probably tolerate any disturbance of the status quo, and you didn't even attempt probably talking to them to convince them that you need to make a move, and that move is going to be really good not only for you but the whole family. See, if you grow in your career, if you do well in your career, if your finances is going to be much better than now, more than you, the family is going to be happy, the children are going to have better education, your financial security in the long run is going to improve, your savings are going to improve, your lifestyle is probably going to be much better 10 years or 5 years down the line. So there are a number of factors which are very, very important, which really aren't seen immediately. I mean, you only worried about tomorrow, the day after, but you're not really looking at 5 or 10 year time horizon. Never do that mistake in your career. The only people who've done exceptionally well in their careers are people who constantly keep planning for the long run, who constantly plan for a 5 year 10 horizon, 5 year time horizon, 10 year time horizon. They keep planning day in and day out as to where they should be when, what moves they should make, how much they should save, how much they should earn, what kind of highs they should get over a period of time. So numerous factors like this, and it all revolves around that. Yeah, it might probably look at something which is a bit paranoid or obsessed with money or obsessed with profession, but believe me, unless otherwise you have some amount of obsession like that, you're not going to do well in your career. I've seen a lot of candidates who are exceptionally good but are stuck in a rut or stuck in a very, very bad situation in the long run, not because of their skills and competencies, but because they made many, many wrong moves like this, because they were very too concerned about the personal front. And this is probably one of the biggest career mistakes all of us make. There's nothing else worse than this, I can tell you. There's no other mistake which is worse. Job stability, not having good hikes, not being in the right company, not having a great team, not being in a company which is too professional. All these aren't really reasons which make you or hamper your growth in the long run. In my experience, in my knowledge, in my perception of handling so many careers of candidates, very, very clearly, the biggest mistake is probably having too much of emotional attachment on the family ecosystem front. Again, I repeat, it is not at all wrong to be obsessed with your family interest and things like that, but you should clearly remember that whatever professional moves you are making, it is only for the betterment of your family and your future and the long-term future. If you make mistakes like being too obsessed with the family in the short term, too bonded with the family in the short term and not making any move, believe me, 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, 20 years down the line, if you look back your position, very, very clearly, the single biggest regret you'll have is probably not being alert to career calls at the right time, at the right place. And you weren't alert to these career calls primarily because you were probably too obsessed emotionally with the family front, too obsessed with status quo, too obsessed that the family will not take care of themselves or family will not take such changes and things like that. So very, very clearly, be alert to opportunities that come knocking at your door. Right opportunities, take them up. In case there is going to be some disturbance in the family status quo, talk to people, take support. If you have good support ecosystem from your parents, in-laws and things like that, you make sure that take as much of support as required. Explain to them that it is in the interest of the family in the long run, and that is the only way to go forward. Yeah, if you're going to tell me that you don't have a family support ecosystem and probably you are to fend for yourself and you're a nuclear family, then the options of looking at such a career growth are probably very, very limited. But I'm sure 90-95% of us have a very, very robust family ecosystem which we can fall upon in times like this. Keep this in mind. Biggest career mistake, don't make this. Have a wonderful career ahead. I'm sure you like this video. Subscribe to this video if you like this. I have a lot of excellent content coming up. Thanks for your time. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. See you again soon. Thank you.